Welcome to Cloudy with a Chance of Pizza. Jason Nappy weather here. Look at all that snow blowing around. A lot of wind. We're going to be switching over to ice. Southern Maine first, and then switching over just heavy snow up in the northern mountains especially. First, a thank you to our sponsor for the love of food and drink at O'Hara's Kennebunk, Morning Walk Lane, soup, salads, sandwiches, treats, and meals to go. Thursday to Sunday, 10 to 4, although likely closed today, obviously, with a pretty big storm coming through. Really all of Maine, starting off in southern Maine, but it will be pushing into all of Maine very, very soon. Let's go ahead and get a pizza in the oven, and we'll find out where our mystery pizza is going to be later on in this show. It's a special one. Really, really love my time at this location. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about the radar screen first here. I want to show you the storm which is happening right now. The dark blue, that is heavy snow. See that here, Lewiston, Brunswick, Rockland, where the dark blue is. But to the south of that, where the pink is, that is freezing rain and sleet. But right now, it's mostly sleet that we'll be mixing in. Or the computer is thinking it's sleet. It's thinking it's a wintry mix. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and switch this mode over here. And then I'm going to show you what the computer thinks it's seeing. So I'm going to pull this back and bring up, it's called the correlation coefficient. So in the sky, what happens is the radar beam coming out of gray is picking up on different size things in the sky. So an ice pellet, which is sleet, is a different kind of a color than rain or snowflake. So here, what you're seeing right here, look at all these different colors. Check this out. So this is where the kind of contamination is, where the mixing is going on right now. And I don't hear on the window anything that's ice yet. So I'm down here. So if there's any mixing going on, it's very light and not happening yet. So right now, this is mostly a snow situation, anywhere where these colors are solid. Okay, but down here in Farmington, New Hampshire, Dover, you see some mixing going on, right? Because that is where you have different, the radar beam is picking up different size things in the sky. So that's where the warm wedge or the warm nose is pulling up in the sky well above and melting those snowflakes. So that's why if I go back here, so once again, the computer is thinking that this is mixing over, and it's trying to mix over, but it's not mixing just yet. Where it's all snow is up in Lewiston, Auburn, Paris, Bethel. This right here is all snow because the color I just showed you on that radar beam was all the same color. It was all the same. So it's all picking up the same size thing in the sky, which is snowflakes in Waterville, right? So that's all snow now, but it is going to be changing over later on today, the middle of the day in the afternoon. So right now it's all snow, Waterville, Skowhegan, Rumford, pushing up towards Bangor. And I'll go ahead and switch the radar so you can see what's going on down east. It's not snowing in the mountains yet, but there's your heavy snow band over towards Great Pond, heading up obviously towards Clifton, Amherst, Route 9, Wesley, Hudson. This snow band here is beginning to push north. So that's the first snow band, right? Put the map back into motion here, and there's where the mixing is going to begin in southern Maine first, okay? So let's take a look at the satellite picture and show you what's going on. Here is the storm, clearly coming up from the south, all the moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Here's your sharp cutoff behind that storm. But yeah, this storm is just getting going. It's just beginning. And the real big main engine of the storm to start is going to be pushing up this way. And then we're going to get a low that's going to form off the coast. So this low is going to transfer energy to that one off the coast, and it's going to be the reason why we don't get a big rainstorm. We're going to pull up the warm air and melt the snowflakes, right? But right now, you can see this storm is just happening to our south here. It's just getting going over Pennsylvania. So there is the storm right now over Pennsylvania. Here's your cold air damming wedge, the cold air all the way down through the mountains here and the foothills. And here's your warm front. So there's going to be a coastal front set up here, and eventually this warm front's going to try to make its way to the north here, as that low is going to transfer its energy off the coast, and we'll get a low to form in the Gulf of Maine. So here's your forecast through 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and watch here what happens. Let me go ahead and move this down a little bit so you can see the time. There it is. So you can see the timing there. At 10 o'clock, it's all snow. Now, these computer models are having a tough time initializing and picking up what's happening. So this computer model right here is not showing the mixing going on in southern Maine at 12 o'clock, at noon, okay? And it is going to be mixing. So that's just why your app on your phone says it's going to be a foot of snow in southern Maine, and it's not going to be, because this computer model does not picking up on the mixing. This is saying it's going to stay all snow. So either I'm right or the computer is wrong, because I think we're going to be mixing, right? So I think this computer model is wrong, but I want to show you what it's saying. It's saying it's going to be all snow. Now, eventually, this computer model is going to show that we're going to change over, but it's still lagging behind. It says 6 o'clock Sunday. You see here, it's only showing rain on southern coast, and it's still showing all snow pushing inland. So I still think this is wrong. I still think we're mixing by this time. I think this computer model is wrong, and I do expect the mixing to push. Finally, by 10 o'clock at night, it shows the mixing pushing up into Bangor. And then you see the precipitation is going to be shutting off to the south. So we'll have to wait and see, but right now I do not expect this to be a all snow storm. Okay, I just heard the snowblower going outside, which is a good time to get that snow moved out of the way if you can now, because if you can get it moved out now before the ice forms on top of it, then that would be ideal. So here's the forecast, right? Showing that storm coming up from the south, and really here's my snow forecast. So heavy snow, a foot plus from the Katahdin region north, and then a lot up in the Allagash, a lot of snow, more than a foot and a half, more than even 2 feet. This storm continues through Monday up there, right on through really Tuesday morning. So it says 7 o'clock Saturday to 7 a.m. Monday, but for the northern mountains, it's going to go right into Tuesday morning. And then south of that, you've got a lot less snow where the mixing is going to occur. So I've broken up the sleet and freezing rain into two graphics now. This one is the freezing rain. Freezing rain is like a layer of paint that just accretes. It doesn't add up like sleet or snow. It kind of like gets painted on. So at 1/4 to a 1/2 inch along the coast, except the southern coast, where there's going to be a little bit less there, about 1/10 to 1/4. And then for ice pellets, ice accumulation, so not paint, this is just like balls of ice on the ground, very slippery. I have 1 inch to 1.5 inches of sleet, of ice pellets accumulating down east, Bangor up to Lincoln. So it's heavy snow north, ice pellets and freezing rain, power outage threat because of the freezing rain, because of the weight on the branches, and also because the wind's going to kick up tonight too. So any branches that get any freezing rain are going to blow around and are going to snap off tonight. Now, the next storm is trending out to sea, so we'll get a break next week right now. That's some good news there. Now, the forecast today, heavy snow going over to a wintry mix, except the mountains will have a little mixing go on, and then staying all snow or back to snow, right? And just the rain is the southern coast. That is it. Temperatures are going to be very chilly today and staying around the freezing mark along the southern coast. So that's why the concern is there for freezing rain and obviously the sleet. Tomorrow, the snow is north and east. So up in the northern mountains, a portion of the northern, kind of area of down east. So just south of Holton, northern Washington County, and temperatures there aren't going to warm up tomorrow. They're going to go down, going down quite a bit tomorrow. A lot colder and windy, gusts to more than 50 miles an hour. So for the mariners today, the seas build, and tomorrow they get to 10, 13, 14 feet down east. So gale warning to even a storm warning could get thrown up there. For the mountains, next 10 days, I have storm tracker mode still up. Okay, it's going to stay up because of the wind, because of the blowing snow, and the accumulating snow on Monday into early Tuesday. And then we get a break. Now, we're going to cool down. It's going to be very cold Monday, Tuesday, but we do warm up later in the week into the upcoming weekend. So this weekend coming up, it's going to be above freezing for the first time in a long time, and making a run for 40 degrees at the coast there, making a run for 40 on Wednesday. So big time improvement, big time warm up coming. Let's go ahead and check out our mystery pizza for today. And there it is from Luca at Pince and Kennybunk, one of the best pizzas I've ever had. straight out of Brooklyn. This is a pepperoni, mushroom, and homemade meatball. Just one of my favorite pizzas of all time. The crust is so light and so airy and so crispy. Thank you, Luca, for all of your kindness for the last, almost year now I've known you. It's been great. Really has been great. Thank you so much for watching nappycast.com and following along. Updates on social media, on Facebook, right on through the next couple of hours, days, and I'll be tracking everything for you. And thank you to our sponsor so much.